Okay, so we have removed the back diff here, the suspension at the back. This is where we're going to mount the engine. The motor used to be there. Here's the motor. I don't know what type of motor this is. Kevin said that it is an AC motor, so because it doesn't have magnets in there. And in the past, when we used a controller to run this motor, the controller used to just get toasted. So I don't know what type of motor this is. If somebody out there knows what type of motor it is and what type of controller we can use, it can be helpful because it's a very strong motor. Yeah, so we removed that motor. We want to put this diesel engine. So I've managed to put the torque converter, which acts as a clutch system or like a gearbox, or let's just say clutch system. Yeah, so it acts like a clutch system. Then we have some issues here. There's a sprocket inside there, and that sprocket, I wanted to use this chain. These chains are for motorcycle. So when I try to put this chain over there, it's just fitting only with these three chains, but then when the fourth one, it can't fit. So which means that this chain is, I can say, small, which is now causing a lot of problems or a lot of issues, because now I can't be able to connect this to the whole system there. Now, it does come with another chain. So where is it? Let me just look. It comes with a spare sprocket. Yeah, the whole system comes. When this torque converter came, it came with a spare sprocket. Here it is. So I was just thinking I must go to an engineering place and they just duplicate this, the bushings, this bushing, and then we can put this sprocket there, almost like this. So it will be the same pushing, and they'll have to drill a keyway there. Then we can put it in there so that this chain can fit in there, because this chain fits properly on there. Now after that, this chain is going to go to this gearbox. This is a gearbox for a tuk-tuk. So I want to, because it's a reverse gearbox. So that when I put this system on this diesel engine, I should be able to reverse the vehicle. You should be able to go forward and reverse. Not easy thing to do, but yeah, on this vehicle we've tried as much as possible. Like the steering is now okay. What I did in the beginning, we had connected the steering rack directly to the system there. But now what I did, I just got a shaft that I put there, which is connecting both of the wheels, and then I welded the steering rack on the shaft on this side and also on that side, if you can see properly there. Now it makes it it works now. The steering, if I turn the steering, you can see the wheels are turning. Okay, but now these arms that are made here, when you turn the steering, it kind of, this arm here touches the wheel when you turn it so hard. So I need to do some adjustments on the arm. so that the wheel can turn as much as well. You can see here, it's almost touching. This side is okay because when I turn it, yeah, but now you can see it's touching there. So I have to do some adjustments there. The wiring, everything is okay. The speedometer is actually GPS speedometer, so it's controlled by GPS. So when I'm driving, if I switch it on, there's a sensor here that will be getting the GPS coordinates. This for voltage to tell us how much volts we're using, and this voltage is it's for. It was supposed to be for the motor, for the electric system, for the electric vehicle, but this one is the voltage for the system itself, for like when you want to use indicators. So these are indicators and reverse lights and all those kind of things. And then we have also emergency cutoff. Yeah, so lots of work to be done. We're using a diesel engine. I'm not sure whether this is going to work because diesel has got a lot of torque, but doesn't have much rev on it. So, but it says here that normal speed is 3,000 to 3,600 revs per minute. So I'm sure maybe it will be able to work with the torque converter. And the gearbox comes with this shaft. So what I'm going to do here is, you see these sprockets, one of the sprockets will stay here. We just have to put a bush here to hold the sprocket steady and tighten it together. This other sprocket, I'm going to take it off because it's supposed to come on the other side of the gearbox. It goes here. And we are going to cut this thing off, and then we're going to put the sprocket here and make some bushing. And then I have to find a way that the sprocket will be held in place so that it doesn't pull off while it's moving. So there'll be maybe a bearing with something to hold it, to make a mounting for it. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's a pity we'll have to cut this one off. It's got a gear. So this is the gear system that tells that we do when you put it on the bottom. It's forward and reverse. Yeah, it's too hard because there's no oil inside in there. Yeah, so not an easy thing because somehow this has to be mounted inside, almost like this. Like this. There's got to be a chain coming from here into the sprocket that is inside the torque converter. The torque converter was supposed to be mounted the other way around because the engine turns this side, and then we're going to have the shaft here with the sprocket, the one that's connecting the wheels. But now, because there's this thing over here, it's making it fail to fit over this side. So what we had to do is to turn the torque converter the other way around. So as it turns like this, we'll have to find a way of bringing the chain from here going to the back here. So I might make a jack shaft here. From the jack shaft, we'll have another chain going to the wheels there. Not an easy process, very, very difficult. But yeah, so we have to learn these things. We have to think. So I just want to show you how this engine is going to sit on that suspension at the back there. I'll be back. All right, so because we have limited space inside here, when we try to fit the engine, these are mountings for the shocks. So they are on the way. So the space that is there from here to there is very small. So we have to remove this and try to find another way of doing the mounting. So this is the space where the engine is going to be. But now, because we want to use gearbox, yeah, now the engine is sitting on top of the suspension here, as you can see right here. So we have to find a way. Okay, because the shocks are going to move, so these are going to be removed. We will have to find a way of how we can mount the gearbox. It has to be mounted in a way that, as you can see, we need the sprocket from the gearbox here to align with the sprocket here. But now it's more challenging because now the sprocket that will align with this shaft for the wheels is on the other side. So it means that the gearbox will have to go. Okay, that means we'll have to go inside. Somewhere there. I'm just complicating everything. It have to have somewhere here. So it means we have to do some mounting. Like it has to be like this. So somewhere here. I just don't know how to do this here. It's very, very complicated. But anyway, the first thing that is very important for me to do now is to make sure that I've fixed the sprocket that comes here, because if I can fix the sprocket here, I may turn the engine around. Okay, let me just turn the engine around first. I could turn the engine around this way. Okay, and then ignore the gearbox and use the clutch system. From the sprocket here, put a chain, it will go down somewhere here where I'm going to have a jack shaft. From the jack shaft, we'll have two sprockets there. One with a chain from the torque converter, and then the other one with a chain to the shaft to the sprocket, the big sprocket here for the wheels. But then it means that then this vehicle is not going to have any reverse gears and other things. But yeah, that would be like for me, just to make sure first the thing moves, and afterwards I can start figuring out how can I do some modifications so that I can use the gearbox on this vehicle. But the first thing, we need this thing to move. I mean, it has been made. This vehicle is now almost like four years and has never moved. So yeah, I'm now losing patience. The reason why we have moved from electrical, there is the motor, to going to diesel is because very difficult to get parts in Malawi, so it's not so easy. It's very difficult. And at the moment, even for one to order parts and get foreign exchange and whatever, it's a big hassle. Somebody bought me a controller, but the controller, it needs some programming and all those kind of things. And so it just makes things more complicated. But yeah, this is where I am now. Today I'm just going to go and see if I can get the sprocket done for this one from some of the engineering companies there in town. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, we've brought this tractor inside. We are going to do what the Chinese do. We are going to break this tractor into pieces and see what happens there. How does it operate and everything. and then we're going to try and see if we can figure out how we can make this tractor ourselves, because I think if we can be able to make this tractor in Malawi, it will be a game changer. So yeah, this tractor is going to go to pieces so that I can figure out how we can make this tractor ourselves here in this workshop. I can see there is things that does the changing of gears and all those things. It's got a lot of gears here. I think it's got reverse, forward, and it's got all those kind of things. Maybe it's even got a clutch system, neutral. Yeah, but what I just need from there is the forward, reverse, and neutral gear system. And then I would come up with my own version of a tractor. Yeah, so thanks for watching. And then we also got this engine here. This is a diesel engine. It runs. We overhauled it. As I'm trying to figure out how to build this vehicle that I'm busy with here, I might find ways to mount that engine on this chassis here. This is the chassis that we made. We want to make a pickup or a utility vehicle. So still in process, work in process. Yeah, and we are busy filling up the workshop. You can see this is a pressing machine so that you can press out bearings and all those kind of things. But there's more equipment that we have, we must still put in here. During Christmas holiday, we are going to clean up this whole place, and then we're going to see that we install new equipment in this workshop. So thank you very much for watching. Like the video. Please leave a comment and give your suggestions on how I can be able to do this mounting of the engine. Thank you.